Hey, welcome back. I'm gonna go to Bubble Gloop. Bubble Gloop, Bubble Gloop. That's the next area. That looks like kind of like a glitch that it does that every time. I don't know. 24 jiggies. Okay, I think I know how to get there. Oh, I didn't even look at what I'm gonna talk about today. Politics. I have a political note. Politics is back. I used to talk about that a lot. I guess like when the election was happening. I had a lot of political notes. But I guess I've kind of replaced that with religious stuff. Do I have any religious notes today? Yeah, maybe one or two. Politics. Okay, you want to talk about some politics stuff? I listened to this podcast. Have I ever mentioned it? Called Pod Save America. I don't really like it. I don't like the people. I don't like politics. I don't like the political people who like politics. The people who talk about politics. It's interesting, but it's always just so depressing. People, it's just so much talking and people arguing about like righteousness and like, oh, what's right and what's wrong. I just want to live, man. Just let me live. I think I go up here, right? So there's this infrastructure bill happening. The Democrats want to pass this bill for infrastructure. That's like a lot of $2 trillion or whatever. And the Pod Save America people are Democrat people, so they're like, oh, this bill's amazing, and Republicans are terrible for they don't want it, and like, how can they not want it? Because everybody likes infrastructure. And like, I'm a democratic person. Like, I would be happy if we passed this bill for clean energy and roads. It sounds good to me. But I don't like the part that I don't like. Democrats, I don't want to be banal. I just learned this new word. Instead of saying cliche, I should say banal, which means to be so unoriginal as to be like uninteresting, which is good. I like that definition. That's one of my words of the day. Banal. Banality or whatever. Like, we're on the same team. Democrats and Republicans. Why do we have to vilify them so much and be like they're demons? I know Republicans do it more, honestly. Like that John Voight video where he was like, Democrats are literally demons. And we have to like, I don't know, what do you do with a demon? You have to murder them, right? John Voight thinks I'm a demon. Like, how are you supposed to work with someone like that? 2, 4, 6, 7. I don't think John Voight is a demon. It's stupid that's like a rational thing I have to say. But like, he thinks I'm a demon. Because I voted for a Democrat. Bubble bloop, bubble bloop. Okay, I know how to get there. But the Pod Save America people were doing the same thing. They're like, oh, Republicans, how can they oppose this? And like, this is popular. Everybody wants this. They're just doing it because of politics. Which is, I guess that's true. But like, a lot of people listen to these Pod Save America podcasts and like, they need to do better. They're not helping. They're feeding into this teamism thing of like, okay, we gotta help the Democrat team, and I want someone who's better than that. I want someone who's trying to like rise above all that, and not someone who's playing into the game. I know that's how it works, but we're going down a bad path if we keep doing this. You see, like, Trump is like one of the endings of this path that we're going down of teamism. Like, look at all these people, they're crazy. Like, they love Trump, they have Trump flags. That's not how politics is supposed to work. But it's happening because, like, we're on these teams. Like, I'm on the blue team and you gotta be on the red team. That can't be how it works, and that's what the Pod Save America people are doing, which is why I don't really like listening to them, because they're feeding into this thing. Makes me sad. Like, who's gonna be better? Who's the guy who's gonna try to, or who's the people who are gonna like try to be better? I don't know. I know in the current system that's kind of how it has to work. That's what they would say. Like, well, we gotta win if we want to help people and we want to implement our policies. I'm like, okay, for now that's fine, but like for the future, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do about this teamism thing? It's not healthy. I guess you could say, well, we've always kind of had it, but it's never been like this. If you were a Democrat, you could vote for a Republican and not like feel like you were betraying your entire personality and your... It was just a thing you did, and you're like, okay, Republicans wanted lower taxes, I'll vote for them. Or, oh, Democrats want to create health care, I'll vote for them. But it wasn't like part of your personality, and it wasn't like your life. If you're not a politician, don't make politics your life. We can't all be politicians, we can't all be people who... There's this thing that's like, people will kind of make you feel bad if you don't think about politics all the time, because you're like, oh, you gotta be informed and you gotta... Huh. What's this one? Click Clock Wood. That's not right. Where's Bubble Gloop? I remember how to get there. I think I have to go back. Oh yeah, I know how to get there. I know how to do it. Don't tell me. My nose. I think I can climb this. Yeah. It's up here. No, don't do that. Don't want to waste those gold feathers. So I didn't even get to my political note. This game is fun. Like, they try to have fun. They got like, she's like taunting you and they do that game. I don't know. Games aren't fun anymore, man. They're just like all AAA Assassin's Creed BS. It's around here somewhere. Bubble gloop. This can't be right. My political note was about the infrastructure bill. So the Pod Save America people were talking about the infrastructure bill, and they're like, oh, Republicans are terrible, and they hate everybody, and they deserve to die, or whatever. And I'm thinking, it is kind of naive for the Democrats to think like that they can pass this bill and for Republicans to be okay with it, because it's this huge bill. We just passed the huge bill for coronavirus, so okay, we're going to pass an infrastructure bill, but we have to pay for this one because we didn't really pay for the coronavirus one. So we can't pass two bills in a row where we're not paying for it. I mean, we can, but so the Democrats are like, okay, we'll pass this bill and we'll pay for it with raising taxes. But the Democrats should know that Republicans wouldn't be okay with that, because for the past 4 years, the only thing the Republicans have done is lower taxes for corporations, the corporate tax. So they lowered it from like 35% to 21%. And then Democrats are like, okay, we'll pass this infrastructure bill, but we'll raise taxes from 21 to 28. But they should know that Republicans aren't going to be okay with that, because they would be undoing the one thing they got done in the past 4 years. Why would they be okay with that? We need somebody who's smarter. It's always just these dumb solutions to things. Why can't anybody ever be smarter? I don't want to be the guy who's like, Democrats are dumb and Republicans are dumb and everything's dumb. Like, we have to keep trying. But Democrats are dumb and Republicans are dumb, and I wish there was a third person who was just smarter and like who could be like, okay, let's take some of this and some of this and let's do this and let's do this. And politics is just always a game, like with the optics of things. Like the Democrats are doing this because it looks good. Like, oh, who would ever want to be against an infrastructure bill? Whoever is against roads and bridges? But it's like, well, if you're gonna undo everything that the Republicans did, then how are the Republicans supposed to go back and be like, vote for us, even though we got nothing done? And the Democrats are getting everything done, and they're raising taxes, and Joe Biden is trying to be like the mediator person, but he hasn't really come up with a good solution. We need a great compromiser too. Oops, what's happening? Who's gonna be the great compromiser? Who like brings us together? And it's like, you guys didn't even think about this amazing third solution that I just thought of that solves all our problems. Where's that guy? I know, I'm waiting for somebody who doesn't exist, but is there a thing in there? Nope. Jump, jump, jump. Bubble gloop, bubble gloop. Now that I have the boots, I can go to that ice place, I think. But I have to get the special move in here first. Is that it for today? Oh no, bubble gloop. Bubble gloopy. Gloopy gloop. I should just kill these guys. Burp, burp, burp. I like their colors. They're like little poison dart frogs. But they're huge because they're bigger than a bear. What time is it? Okay, I'm done. I'm done. End it. Yeah. What did I talk about today? Politics? Anything else? We need more good faith. You know you can't do that. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there are 50 Republican senators. You have to convince 10 of them that passing an infrastructure bill. Well, that's why everybody's so mad at Joe Manchin, but I'm like, 10 Republicans. You can get 10 Republicans to agree on something, can't you? But they're like, no, all the Republicans are bad and evil. Well, don't say that, because then that's what they're gonna be like. You're manifesting it. Try to get 10 Republicans to. But I don't know. It's your job. Just figure it out. We need more good faith. Like, I don't feel like, as a negotiating thing, I guess it's fine to be like, okay, let's start out all the way over here. We're going to raise taxes. We're going to do a $2 trillion thing. And then you're like, okay, well, to compromise, we'll bring it back. We'll only do 24%. But it's not a super good faith thing to be like, okay, let's undo everything you just did for the past 4 years and make us look good. Republicans are like, well, why would anybody ever vote for us if we did that? We need to keep, like, we did something good. We raised taxes, that in their mind. So we need to keep that, because that's why people voted for us. So we can't vote against it now. we can't go against what we did for the past 4 years. Am I making sense about politics? I don't know. I just want everybody to be smarter and better. It's hard. Politics is hard, but see you tomorrow. Bye.